I'm about to speak to one of the best pop culture and anime tattoo artists, Russell Moore. He is opening a huge shop in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stick with us to listen to his journey and find out what tattooers and apprentices Russell thinks are killing it at the moment. If you'd like to see more videos like this or you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. It would really help. And also, unfortunately, in this video, we had some camera difficulties and you won't be able to see Joe's handsome face as clearly in this video. But send us some funny emojis in the comments section to cheer Joe up because he feels a little bit left out in this video. Thank you very much. Welcome, Russell. Nice to finally get you in a space to talk to you and stuff.
I've waited so long to finally do this. It's just so cool to be here. And it's my first time on a podcast. Just looking at all the screens and everybody on them, I'm like, holy shit, it's actually happening.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming, isn't it? Even for us, because we're still quite new to it. So it's like, you know, monitors everywhere and lights.
Yeah, like I don't know where to look at them.
Yeah. It's like, right. It's just like, So Russell, how long have you been tattooing for? Because you're fucking killing it, bro.
Man, I really appreciate it. I've been in it almost 6 years now, but it feels like forever, but a good forever. I don't want it to ever end, honestly.
6 years, yeah, that's some quick progression though.
Well, dude, I'm surrounded by people that are so good. Like every time I go to work, I'm just like, shit, I gotta keep up. Oh wow, they did that today. Shit, man. All right, well, let me readdress how I think and approach this. Like, just everyone I'm surrounded by, they're just so good, man. It's hard not to get better when you got such good company.
That's a good environment to keep people around you like that. I think it's quite important for growth, isn't it? Like, I mean, I always feel sorry. Well, I not feel sorry. I guess everyone's got their different reasons to, but some people want to open studios when they're just by themselves or whatever, and it might be social reasons or anxiety or whatever. But I think for growth, if you bouncing off someone every day, not that you have like a competitive edge with your workmates, but it definitely pushes you, doesn't it? Like to do better, you know?
Like a little bit of competition, as long as it's friendly, is really good for growth. Just, you just being bros and just feel like, man, I really killed it. And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to kill it too. Watch my next one, man. We're going to just pop off today. And that's just what it's all about, man. That's what's so exciting about just, seeing different shop environments. And that's what I really love about ours. Both of them, Mimic and Vault.
Have you done a lot of traveling with your tattooing outside the States?
So this last year, I haven't done too much traveling because I'm opening a shop in Charlotte, Indigo Tattoo. It's going to be lit. But the 2 years before that, I did a lot of traveling. I did a guest spot pretty much every other month. I did like 3 or 4 shows, which after talking to some people, like my buddy Cody Gower, he literally does like 40 to 50 shows a year. So I guess 4 to 5 shows isn't a lot.
Man, I did zero. I did zero last year.
It's not like a lot to me, but yeah, I have friends that they're literally on the circuit all year long. And I have no idea. Shout out to you, Cody Gower.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it, man.
50 shows, that's mad.
I swear to God, like every story he posts, he's on a plane to a different...
Well, hats off, man. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to your boy there. Jeez. Yeah, I did 0 and that was enough for last year. So I had enough of just hearing people talking about it, you know. But so do you ever think about coming to a UK show?
I'm without a doubt coming to the UK. I actually had plans to earlier this year. I was going to go to Ireland and the UK. And then the shop, we didn't know if it was going to be this year or next year. And then things just kind of lined up to where, all right, let's do it this year right now. And pretty much that anchored me down. Like but next year, once everything's set up, everything's, going peachy, I'm just, I want to go see. I've never left the U.S., period.
Oh, you never? Oh, really?
Ever. Yeah, I don't even have a passport yet. I would just love to just see what's outside the U.S., man.
Yeah, well, I guess the U.S. is such a big place, isn't it? It's kind of hard to leave, right?
Yeah, I've never even been to the West Coast yet. I've done all of the East Coast and like the middle of the U.S., but I haven't been to like Cali or Texas or, Washington State. I haven't been anywhere near those.
That's the funny thing, because with tattooing, because it's, it can be quite lucrative, for, cash flow or whatever. And you think like, oh, these people must have all the freedom in the world. But when you get caught up in just like working all the time, it's like you become a prisoner to the
Yeah.
to the trade, don't you? Like,
Yeah, like I mean, and going to the shows, I mean, it's like, or going to a guest spot, you're packing up your whole like setup and going. For me, it's coils, so I got all these wires and shit, and I got to take tubes and needles, and just I always have this huge like tackle box. But I'm excited to just get back going around. Once the shop's open, I'm definitely planning to start traveling. Europe's actually my first place. I'm coming to the UK and Ireland first. That's like first on my list.
yeah, nice, man. Well, we'll have to link up, see if you can link it with the time.
Oh,
Brighton's
of course,
on. There's a good convention. Brighton Convention's a good one around here. It's a seaside town, but it'll probably rain,
That's why I have a buddy. His name's Callum. He came down for Anime Inc. And he lives in Liverpool. And he told me literally it just rains every day.
Yeah. Especially in Liverpool. I think isn't it, or is it Manchester that's called Rain City?
I think it's Manchester. Right?
Manchester.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah. Just constant rain all the time. People up north are very, very friendly for it raining all the time, though.
Yeah.
Like the depressing mood, but they're just still peachy.
But
Yeah.
the happiest people. The people down south are kind of miserable, and they.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So are y'all like Southerners in the UK?
Yeah, we're the South here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have that Southern bond.
Southeast.
Can't keep the South down. But yeah, so that's the thing is that with the traveling and stuff like that, I always feel like I want to do more, and then I just seem to get just like in the routine all the time, But I do find when I go away, I go to Berlin a lot. My buddy's got a huge studio. If you ever get to go to Berlin, you should check that out.
Was that Germany?
Yeah, Berlin's Germany. And he's got a place called Der Grimm. Shout out to Felix. And he has a crazy shop, bro. It's fucking huge, And if you ever gonna do some traveling and want to go and check it out, and let me know, because we'll go up. You would love that guy. He's fucking fun as fuck,
Oh, dude, I would love to. I might as well. I hear it's so easy to like kind of travel between everywhere over there. So like, if I'm gonna make a big trip, I might as well hit everywhere. So I'll just add that to the list.
Yeah, if you're traveling the States and stuff, it's like, if you hop on a plane for 2 hours, you're still in the States. But if you hop on a plane here, they speak a whole nother language.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can go a long way in a couple of hours there.
Yeah. You could be in Spain in 2 hours. You can be in Germany in 2 hours. It's, in France in an hour, So it's, the world's kind of your oyster when you get down here. But it rains all the time. So there's a bit of a sacrifice.
The weather's kind of shitty.
Yeah. Come in the summer, though.
If you like rain, it's great.
Yeah. We've got a heat wave right now, so we're going to have a pretty sweaty week in the shop. Because England's like not geared up for anything like that. If it's snowing, the whole country shuts down. If it's raining, we're okay with it.
Yeah.
But if it's sunny, then everyone's like, Jesus, it's so sunny.
Oh, it's like, where's the rain?
Yeah.
But even when it rains, everyone loses their shit because it just floods everywhere.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, maybe don't come. Maybe don't.
No, I'm sorry. I'll just bring a jacket.
Yeah, bring a couple. So let's talk about your apprenticeship then. How long was your apprenticeship for? And, anything you want to mention about that?
Yeah, I had a really interesting apprenticeship. It was kind of old school, but I was about a year and a half into it, and she had intended to make me do like 2-3 years in apprenticeship, but one of our artists had a dip set, and it was just me and him in the shop. So when he left, she was just kind of like, all right, well, you're not graduated yet, but pick up your machine, or the shop's going to shut down. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thrown in at the deep end a bit then. That's like Josh in our shop. He has the same kind of story.
Yeah.
So I just start running it. I fuck people up for like 6 months. And then she's just like, all right, well, it kind of looks a little bit better. So I'm going to graduate you. So after 2 years, I graduated. And I count like that first 6 months as definitely part of it. My whole like first year and a half though, I didn't really touch a machine at all. I would just come in and do their stencils and draw whatever. If someone wanted Kitty as a tramp stamp, I just whip it up real quick. Just anything that came in, the most ridiculous southern redneck tattoos you can imagine. I've done them.
What's the craziest tattoo?
Oh my God. I don't know. One that I'll never forget when I started, I was still in my apprenticeship when I did it, but this dude wanted his wiener tattooed. And we busted it out, charged him $80. And
God, big wiener then. A dragon sleeve on it or something?
No, he just got the word Moby. I fucked it up really bad. It was like all squiggly lines and stuff. Like very hard to tattoo there if you've never tattooed there.
I've never done it.
Yeah, man, I don't recommend it. But it was an experience. It happened so early on, and I just needed the money really bad. So I was literally just taking anything.
Literally.
Yeah. I think you could agree, like a lot of the times, the things you tattoo are less crazy than the stories that people tell you.
Yeah, people really offload, right? When they get tattoos, like truth serum.
They're like, yeah, man, I was supposed to be Jeffrey Dahmer, but I just got bored of that. All right, man.
It's so true, though. It's sad as well when you're trying to do something and you're trying to be nice to someone, and they have this really terrible story. Something that's really like tragic, and you're kind of like first appointment of the day.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing walk-in stuff, and you're like, oh no, like I sympathize with you, but you're making me sad.
It's like, I want a lion. Sick. Lions are awesome. He's like, well, my dad reminds me of a lion, and he just died yesterday. And I'm like, well, guess it's depressing now.
Yeah. That's it. We had this person come in. Well, actually, I was at a medieval reenacting event. You could do that while you're in the UK.
What do they call it? Ren fairs?
It was a jousting competition at an actual castle near my house. There's just castles around here, bro.
There's that's sick.
Thousands of years of history. We had Romans, we had all that shit, But anyway, I go to this fair, and there's this guy there. They're all dressed up, and he sees I have tattoos, and he's like, "Oh man, let me show you my tattoo." And it's like this lengthy process for him to take off all of his uniform, and he's all of his stuff, and he pulls up his arm.
Hold my sword.
Yeah, and he pulls his arm up, and it was a devil having sex with Jesus, right? And it said, "Quick, Jesus is coming," or something like that with it, right? And it was very graphic, And I was there, when someone shows you a tattoo, and I was thinking it's just going to show me a standard tattoo that was, whatever. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, that is probably the worst tattoo I've ever seen. Like, how do you go anywhere with that? Like you're at a barbecue and you got to take your shirt off, and that's
well
on
done,
you.
Though?
Do you know what? For how that was, I thought that was even worse about it. Was that the fact that I was like, that's in there forever. Like that's well done.
If as long as it was done really well, respect.
It was done really well. The characters, the faces were very caricature. Like you would see those people draw on the side of the road, where they draw you as a couple or whatever. The faces were very illustrated like that, but you can imagine, like with Jesus's face, it was really graphic, like this sexual moment with the devil who's having an awesome time. I was just like, bro, like who walks into a tattoo shop and was like, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I would do it, but I ain't trying to make my granny cry. Like she would literally die.
So you said earlier that you use coils.
Yep, I am coil main forever. Paco Rollins, y'all need to follow him, buy his shit. He makes the best machines ever. I've been using them since the beginning. I love coils. I tried using a rotary. I just the way I saturate, man, I just started fucking dude up. I was like, all right, I'm going back to the coils.
Yeah, and a coil has a lot more give in it, doesn't it? You know, so
Yeah, I
you're
can really just abuse an area and it not tear up. You know, I've even had times where it's like, oh shit, I kind of want a whole different color over there. Okay, well I can. I can run it over again.
yeah. We tried Joe on some coils,
Yeah.
but
You don't like them, Joe? What's that face,
I've got carpal tunnel syndrome in both my hands.
bro?
So when I use like tools that vibrate heavily, it makes my fingers go numb. And I held this coil machine for it must have been maybe like a minute and a half, and I just couldn't feel my hands.
Oh, that makes me sad, Joe. We really could have used you on the team.
I really wanted to learn on coils as well. I was so excited.
yeah, because there's kind of like this idea of like you want to learn the craft fully, right? So with Joe, it was like he knows all about coils. He put a coil together
Yeah,
from
I was building coils and stuff.
yeah. We got a I think it was a Safari, but it was all dismantled. He used to sell them dismantled. And I just gave them to him. And Joe was actually an electrician before.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how to build a coil.
Or Joe does.
Yeah, I don't know how to tune them or anything.
That was his thing. I was like, dude, if you can't use them, people are going to fucking dog you out for it. So you might as well learn how to build them because not everyone
No,
knows that.
dude, I use coils only, and I have no idea how to build them. If anytime that something that's like really fucked on it, I have a homie named Cody, Handsome Jack, on Instagram. He always comes through. He's like the only coil guy out of everyone that works between both shops, and he's been tattooing for like 15 years, so he just knows a lot when it comes to that. He always gets me back into shape.
Nice, nice. Yeah, because it's crazy the kind of work that you're doing for it to be cool. When you told me, I was very surprised because it's so smooth. But then I guess you know what you're doing with them. So
Man, you just stretch the shit out of the skin, man. It's just kind of like that old, anytime you want it smooth, curved mags and stretch it. When you think you're stretching the skin enough, stretch even more.
you ain't. So you mentioned it. What was the name of the machines that you preferred again?
Paco Rollins. It's like PACOROLLINS.
Yeah, nice man.
Nice. Shout out.
Is he a local to you?
Kind of local, like 2 hours away, Asheville.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I still haven't met him, even though I've been using his shit since I've started tattooing. But I just always send him a text. I'm like, it's that time of year again. And then his wife will be like, all right, I'll tell him. And then they just send him out.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we've got a couple of nice machine builders over here that are quite local to us. Been in the scene for fucking years. They're the ones that Louis Vuitton one I showed you.
Yeah.
It's from Bert Thomas. He's good. Yeah, I've got a pretty sweet.
You got some nice like bougie machines.
Yeah. Bougie, bruh. So I guess what are you? How covered are you with your tattoos? It's hard to tell from here.
I hate getting tattooed, bro. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I hate it. It sucks.
What was your first?
My first was on my right shin, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was my first tattoo. I got both my legs done really early. I actually went through 3 apprenticeships, but the first 2 only lasted like a month, and I just got bad vibes. But the second one I was at, I got one of my legs done, and it's all trash. I hate like over half my tattoos I don't even like, but I'm about to get them all covered.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna get my head tattooed. I'm about to be really covered, but I'm not covered right now, and I'm dreading it, man.
What was the bad vibes of the shop? Just how it.
I don't know. It was just the one. So the first one I was at, like no one. It just seems slack. Like no one really wanted to work, and I don't know. They just gave me just bad vibes. The second one, I stuck around for like 2-3 months. It was like over the entire summer. I was going to college up there. So I was just going every single day, doing everything. And one day my tire popped and I was late and the owner literally fired me.
Oh man.
But he tried to hire me a long time ago after I started tattooing.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It was just like, ha ha ha. No,
Look who's come back.
I would have worked for you anyway if you
Yeah.
weren't a dickhead.
What were you studying in college then?
So at first I dropped out a few times. So the first couple times it was art, but I just pretty much partied my way out and I never went to class. And the second time it was for engineering, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna make any money off art, so I'm gonna just do some boring ass shit that I don't really want to do, but it's gonna pay the bills. And I almost got through that entire program, and then my buddy Chris House out in Georgia, he kind of saw that like just my life wasn't where I wanted it to be, and he was like, "Bro, you can draw. Like I'm tattooing. Why don't you tattoo? The lady that I work for is trying to do apprenticeships and shit." And I was like, "All right." So, and that was a wrap. I was working at GameStop at the time too, but as soon as I got through my apprenticeship, I just canned everything and just started diving in.
Yeah. You got to submerge yourself in it, isn't it? It's one of those things where it's like you can't.
It's not a part-time thing.
Yeah.
Like it sucks. I love it though. It's so gratifying, but like you can't turn the work mindset off. Even when you go home, you're like, man, you're thinking about your tattoo, things you could have done better, your tattoo tomorrow. Like it never stops, but it's so rewarding because that's almost what makes tattooing so great, right? When we do these tattoos, it truly is us. It's all of us. It's not just we're clocking in and it's a job, we get a paycheck. What these people are getting is us.
Yeah. And that's it. If you start to slack, they'll see that in you as well, that
Exactly.
if you're falling off or whatever. I mean, Joe's kind of situation is kind of like the opposite of that because you were.
Yeah, I had a pretty successful business and stuff. I just really hated doing it.
Mm,
And then it was kind of similar to what you were saying about going all in, where like you gave me the opportunity to come apprentice at the shop, and I just sold everything I owned,
yeah.
so I didn't have to work, and I sold my car, sold everything, so I could be at the shop every day. And it didn't matter for such a long time that I wasn't earning any money.
You just felt more whole.
Yeah, I loved it. As soon like going from being so miserable working every day, getting up at like stupid time in the morning to drive to London, go work there, and then you gave me this opportunity, and I was like, I'm going to show you that I'm ready, and I'm going to throw everything into it.
Yeah. I think that's it. It's like that attitude you can kind of tell from the beginning. We've had a couple of apprentices and, they've gone on to do whatever, and there's a lot of people that come into the shop and they will kind of present themselves in a way where you can kind of see that from the beginning. If there's someone that's actually going to be like, you know what, like I need this to work because I don't want to do anything else. Like this is something where I need my life to go, and that's the thing. Like that's a massive part of almost like your portfolio, isn't it, to someone to be like, I'm fucking serious. Like this isn't like the weekend. But it's hard to like when you're young. Like I remember when I first started, it was like
Yeah,
it's hard to like be serious all the time. Like I found myself being more serious when I had my daughter, for example. So it's like, when she came along or when I found out, I was like, oh shit, I've got to really straighten my life up and maybe I should really, start going with this tattooing thing a bit better,
That's awesome.
and then yeah, and then it snowballs. It's one of those jobs. If you put in, you get out. You're gonna get a good get out of it. But if you're not putting in, like you're gonna have
yeah.
to stop.
I kind of
And
came in.
you see that it's really easy to tell.
Yeah,
Even people that don't tattoo, they can look at tattoos that are done by people that don't care, and they'll be like, "Ooh."
yeah. So do you think there's a big surge of apprentices? Have you got a lot at your shop?
Yeah, so we have 3 currently. Shout out to Rashana. We had 4, but she graduated, but she's over there killing it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, our studios are huge. We have like 30 artists in between both studios.
Damn.
And,
Nice.
we don't have any rules. If any of them at any point they want to apprentice someone and share their knowledge, by all means. So right now we have 3 of them. It's all up to them too. Like we don't manage that or tell them what to do. They put their own curriculum and show them what they want and teach them. That's kind of between them. But I also had an apprentice myself. He graduated like a year ago. He just started killing it. I had him tattooing. I made him tattoo me on his very first day
Oh
because I
yeah,
just wanted to see. Yeah, I just wanted to see. I was like, all right, well, let's break the ice right here, right now. Yeah, so he did this little boo on my leg. He had like 15 people behind him.
man, that's a
Just
lot of
like,
pressure.
yeah, bro, he was shaking. His name's Dom, Arts and Lovecraft. Shout out, please follow him. His work's so amazing. And when you see it, he's only been tattooed for like a year and a half.
Wow.
Absolutely, yeah, dude. He actually came to the shop, and the reason I said yeah to him is he was cutting meat at here. I think it was Harris Teeter. Yeah, he was a butcher. But he had these crazy digital designs that were original from scratch, like Neotrad. Like I thought he was tattooing already. Like the designs just looked crazy, and he was like, "Oh, I'm actually here to learn how to tattoo." And then I was just like, "I don't know anything about digital, but this looks fucking amazing. Yes, let's do it." And he's killing it, man. I think just in general, we're gonna see more people than ever learning how to tattoo or having the want to learn how to tattoo, which is great. You're just gonna see more and infinite talent come out. Uh, it's just really exciting to see.
Yeah, there's a mixed bag on it, isn't there? There's a mixed opinion because some people hate that there's more apprentices and there's more people starting tattooing and stuff. And for me myself, I think it's one of those things where like I don't mind competition, and it keeps me alive. It keeps me, working well. I've been doing this for like 16 years now, and then I'd like to think that I've always tried to keep pushing myself every year, want to do something else, something different, stuff, all this. I feel like if I took that step back and then was like, this is my shit and you better like it, there's too much arrogance in that for me, where I'm kind of like, I like to explore art and do whatever. And when other people are doing that alongside you and almost giving you that kind of push to be like, dude, they're at your heels. Like my brother said something the other day, which was my brother Chris, shout out to Chris. He works at the shop. And he said, he's like, the thing is for apprentices now, is like there's a train that has already left the station and that train is going really fucking quick, right? So if you're not coming in and you're not, catching up with it, you're done because it's gone. There's people that have been killing it for years now. So it's an industry where now I think everyone has the thing like, well, anyone can just come into. Yeah, they could, but it doesn't mean you're going to be good at anything.
Exactly. I think a lot of it too is people are just scared. It's like insecure. They're like, oh shit, if he gets better than me, I get less clients. Well, it's like then get better.
Yeah. I think there's enough of the pie for everyone with everything, man.
Yeah, bro. There's 9 billion people on Earth, and tattoos become cooler and cooler every single day. And guess what? A person can get more than one tattoo from an artist. So like,
Yeah, there was that primal kind of what's it called, like territorial thing with client, especially bit back in the day where people would be like, you can't get tattooed by other people.
Yeah.
Or I remember as well that weirdness of like that I've been guesting at shops actually. I won't mention any names, but where there was a kind of weirdness between like the artist will come in with a new piece from a shop that's like down the road or like in the city over, and they're kind of like, oh. I would have liked to do that kind of tattoo. And you're like, bro, are you really going to make that person feel like that right now? Like over it? Like that's so weird. Like you have ownership
dude,
over them. Like,
they're so savage. I ain't naming anybody, but there's another shop in town. I have this guy I've done a sleeve on, and he just wanted to go work part-time for them being like a front desk person. And they walk in and they're like, oh, you got tattoos from that shop? No, you don't get the job. It's like,
oh,
what the
really?
fuck? Like, yeah, before he was even interviewed. And it's like, dude, like he could have been your best front person ever.
We have a guy, actually another tattoo shop in our town, and he had an apprentice, and he told the apprentice that the guy we know, the apprentice, he's actually quite a nice guy. And he's a good artist, but he got rid of him because he was like, he kept on getting tattooed by us. And he was like, you have to block
Oh my
them all
God.
on. Yeah. He was like, you have to block them all on Instagram. And
That's
deal
so
with it.
petty, and that's so petty.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. I think a lot of it's just insecurity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, like that's it. It's like, and you're not going to progress if that's what you're spending your time on, is being insecure and looking at other people's shit, and like, you shit talking someone else isn't going to make you better. You're flame. You're setting fire to yourself, like that's it. And people don't like it when you're in a shop and you're moaning about other artists. Your customers don't go, yeah, right on, man, I fucking love you. They're going to be like,
No, they're like, shit, I ain't booking with this guy again.
he's unhinged,
And I was like, fuck, I wanted to tell him my problems. He's telling me his problems.
Yeah, because it's like kind of gets like a therapy session, right? When people come in. I don't mind that. Do you know what? I don't mind
Yeah.
that.
I like it sometimes.
Yeah, I like it too. I like hearing about my people's lives and shit. Like, unload on me.
Yeah. When you started tattooing though, what was the style? Because obviously you do strict anime now because you do, or is that just what you post online? Because sometimes, like, say for myself, for example, I would do some pieces that I wouldn't typically post, maybe, just because it doesn't fit in with what I want to get over to people. Does that make sense? Or are you strict anime?
So I think it's like I've always loved anime. So like I've always envisioned doing it. But when I was in my apprenticeship, there wasn't a lot of prime anime tattooers killing it, and my boss at the time was always telling me, man, like cartoon, no one's gonna get a stupid cartoon character tattooed. And I believed her. So, I'm just doing fucking tribal and like half-ass Japanese work that I can't do because, shit's really hard, but it's what people are just coming in and wanting.
Yeah.
And, I'm just trying to do everything, pretend I'm a jack of all trades, like early on, whatever people walk in, I'll tackle. But it wasn't until I started doing like animated stuff that anime in general is so broad, but I guess it's just like more pop culture stuff, like, whether it's video games or anime or just anything, the animated style.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
Incorporated.
I guess because anime is kind of sounded like it was just Japanese then, but you actually do more. Yeah, like.
Which I definitely love. I'm all about that life. But when I started being able to color things like it's actually animated, that's when I found that I was happier with my work because it started to look more like my original art. Because I was doing like original art for a very long time before I started doing tattoos. They're at like if you scroll all the way down the Instagram page, you can see some of it in the very beginning. But um, it's just been one hell of a journey. Like right now, anime, they're constantly just coming out with brand new animes that I'm falling in love with, so that's always fresh. But I think eventually, once I feel like I want to do anime for a couple more years, and then my end goal is I want to branch into doing like my original art, like completely.
Yeah.
Just something with no reference. Like I love Goku, but Goku's Goku. I didn't create Goku. Like, I want to do some like tattoos where I can like integrate like all of me, completely me. But it's already like that right now, but these characters aren't mine. I'm like holding on to oh my God, I'm such a fan too. I fucking love this character. I'm gonna make him look fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that's part of it, isn't it? Because like your clients coming in wanting the same thing as well, So it's about how you capture the imagination of that piece,
Oh yeah, it's all different too. A big thing with the anime is like when someone comes in, they want a lion. They're like, "Man, I like lions," and you're like, "All right, that's cool." Someone comes in, they're like, "I want Tundra. He's my fucking husband. I will marry him. I got 3 full-size body pillows of Tanjiro. He's my background on my phone, my computer, and I have him on the side of my car." You're like, "Oh wow, this person really cares about this." It's a whole different vibe. Yeah, it's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do anime forever. I'll just integrate my original art back into tattoos over the next couple of years. But I think Anime is just so fucking awesome and fun. And I think the best part about it, dude, is really the clients. They're the best clients in the world. I've done a lot of different styles of tattoos. They're the most hype. They come in, they got the t-shirts, all the jewelry decked out. Some of them will cosplay as the character you're doing on them.
Oh,
And
really?
it's
Oh, they
just,
go that way.
yeah, dude, it's just really exciting. Like there's so much more than just the art that makes the anime tattoo scenes so hype, so fun. Dude, you got to come out to Anime Inc. You'll see the vibe there. We got the show in October, late October. It'll be in Richmond. We got people that come out that aren't even in the anime scene that do all types of tattoos just because, like, it's just so fun, man. It's just like a big party where a bunch of nerds, we get to, like, talk about all the cool, nerdy shit that we've been enjoying all year, all the new shows, the ones coming out.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I went to when I was in LA, we were actually in Little Tokyo there, and there was a shoot. It was just, supermarkets were all anime. There was, there'll be all toy stores there, but that again, like all around the street, like everyone was walking around in cosplay just in the day. There was nothing going on. Just people were just like that's how they go out, and it was cool. My brother got quite a lot of good photography of like people all dressed up and stuff. Like, so I guess there's such a like when people are in it, then
Yeah, like
they're in it.
super dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when you're an anime tattooer, that's like 80% of your clients. They're gonna be that hype, that energy. And it's different, man. It makes you want to wake up just like, man, they're this hype. Fuck. I'm gonna be that hype. I gotta kill it. I gotta give them the best thing I can do.
Yeah, you can't give them a flat colored Goku after that, can you? Just be like,
So I kind of like walked into anime not realizing what it was or how big anime would end up being, but it's like right place, right time type shit. I'm really glad it's blowing up. I'm really glad that I started tattooing it around the time it started blowing up. And yeah, man, I fucking love it.
yeah, because it's big business now.
It's huge. Yeah.
It comes into our shop a lot.
I know 60-year-old tattooers that don't know any of the names of the characters, but they're doing it because that's just what people are walk-ins. Like you're now seeing walk-in anime characters. It's just
Yeah.
it's cool. I bet my mentor is shitting herself right now. She just has to do a Tandro to pay her bills.
Yeah, we've got Jess Penfold in the shop, so shout out to Jess. If I was ever
Oh,
going to go
dude, she's
over to do something
amazing.
like that, yeah, she's great, man. She would try and like illustrate her characters, kind of like they're obviously based on the characters, but she draws her own kind of
she
stuff,
puts her
doesn't she?
own thing into it.
Yeah, but
You can definitely. She has a style like you see it, you're like, oh, that's definitely Jess.
yeah. And I was going to say if I ever went out to that convention, I would have to bring her because she would die inside if I went. Me, the guy that doesn't know anything about anime, went to the thing that you fucking love.
Yeah, I've been following Jess for a while now. Like way before this seminar, for a couple of years. Like her work's awesome. I didn't even know she was your apprentice. That shit was wild when she told me. I was like, damn, small world.
Yeah, it was definitely a small country around here, so yeah, it was good. But so then, I guess that brings us on nicely to then, what is your top in the anime style? What is your favorite tattooers then in that style? If you could, yeah, that's the let's try and rephrase that. Let's just be like, let's just say some. Because then, like we don't want to miss anyone out. We don't want to cause that kind of thing, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, if you could just pick Ep.3, or something that you're like, and it maybe keep them out of country. Who knows?
3. I think when I was in my apprenticeship, I saw Simon K. Bell's work, and that was like kind of my first time. I was like, wow, my boss is wrong. Anime can be done fucking amazing, and this shit makes my eyes melt. I want to do anything close to this, I'll be happy. So got to put Simon on that list. Ishnar Barbosa, bro. Oh my god, I got to meet him a year and a half ago, and he was just so nice. I just expected him because of how godlike his work is. I don't know why. I just thought he would be a dick, but he ended up just being literally the nicest guy ever. But he's also been my top because I would show him to my boss during my apprenticeship because he would be doing these sick neotrad pieces, and then this next piece you would see this giant anime piece. And it would still look neotrad, and I would just show her, I would just be like, look, but this guy, he's still neotrad, but he's crushing the anime shit too. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can still be true to tattoo culture and then integrate into a new style. So he's definitely on the list, man. Those are like in the top for sure. I'm gonna start throwing names out, man. Michaela Boughton, oh my god. Like her speed's just disgusting, and just the way she could tattoo anything. I learned a lot from her. That was one of my first big guest spots. I went to Soho with her, and she just like really just showed me a lot. Showed me a bunch of, just not even with the tattoo, but like these are the products I use. This is the stuff I like. He's like, you can use any rotor if you like. I know you like coils, but here, try anything. She was just so nice trying to.
We had her at the shop here for a bit. She's been down. She's been down to the shop a couple of times actually. She was actually going to work here before she moved to New York.
That's awesome, dude. I just felt like I knew her forever when I met her.
Yeah, she's so warm and welcoming. You know, it's hard to. Well, I'm not saying that. You know, it's. Yeah, she's very. You know, puts humans on the map for kindness. You know.
Oh yeah, dude. Artie Tattoos. Oh yeah. Another one is in Utah, Artie Tattoos. He's so crazy. You gotta look him up. Like he literally just posted this Luffy and Zoro yesterday, and my jaw just dropped. He's so crazy, and his work in person just really stuns you. Really stuns you. Oh my God, he's so good. Purge Tattoo. I've loved him since he was one of the first artists I saw. He's like traddy pop culture stuff.
Nice.
More old, like true trad. You need to check him out. It's like true trad style, super clean, wall to wall saturation. Like, yeah, I love him. Oh my God, there's just so.
Good with the names. This is good.
Yeah, I mean, I look at their shit every day because I'm just like, how can I get better? Holy fuck. Matsy, my boy. Oh my God. He works with Ish too. His Zelda the other day, just fucking Christ.
Yeah, I worked with him in Dublin. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, really nice. Yeah. Do you see his advert he did the other day? He did like a. Do you see that? He did like a kind of parody advert. I think it was about how to book in with him or something.
Oh, with the Pokemon on the lawnmower? Yeah, that shit was so funny.
That was
so
good. I was
him
like,
too.
oh, he's handsome, he's talented, and he's funny. You know,
That's his personality. That's just his personality.
Shout out to Matsy.
Yeah. You got Mike Randazzo in Florida. Oh my God, Mike was a huge influence. I mean, he was just killing it. And I see his heels all the time. They're disgustingly godlike.
Nice.
Not really my style, but in my same home state, Brandon Herrera. I don't do the dark, creepy black and gray stuff, but man, that shit is still inspiring. I know you can't really see it in my work because I don't really do anything that he does, but when I see his work, I'm just like, fucking
Yeah, I know what you mean with the light source stuff. I think Felix, the guy I was speaking about from Germany, he actually worked with him for a bit, and that's how I got introduced to his work. And it was, it's crazy, man.
It heals just like it, dude. What's the weird thing about his work is it actually looks better healed. Like honestly,
Yeah, nice.
Like ages backwards. The Benjamin Buttons of tattoos, but dude, there's just so many. Callum CPAW's online, fucking crazy. Vatic, everyone knows I rep Vatic. Though I work with him. I told you about him from Russia, dude. So good. And his tattoos literally melt your eyes when you look at them.
So smooth.
So smooth. So smooth. JP, God, I got to collab with him recently. That was just amazing. Like he showed me his whole setup too, how he breaks down colors. And the nicest guy ever. His smile is so big it illuminates a room.
Yeah. I see this even going back to now, like even you talking here and listing out all these people that do anime, you know, you can already tell like there's enough going around for everyone. You know, this
like, oh man, there's no competition. Like, I mean, you're naturally gonna have folks that feel like that. But the bottom line is, if you just really put your head down, you focus on your art, your craft, and what you love, if you truly love what you put in it, people are gonna see that and they're gonna gravitate towards that. And you're not gonna have to worry about your books. If you're 2, 3 weeks booked out, well, guess what? That's 21 days. You don't have to stress. That's 21 people that you can go through before you have to book again. You're good. As long as you're tattooing and you're going, you're good. Who cares what the next guy's doing? There's always going to be some random guy that enters the scene that's going to blow everyone out the water. So trying to be the best doesn't fucking matter. So just try to be a quality, world-class person and tattooer, and the business will naturally come. And dude, how many people do you know, their tattoos are like so-so, but they're so good of a person, people just want to sit in their chair and just talk to them.
Yeah, because there's the whole process, isn't there? There's like, the art is one thing, the bedside manner, kind of like how you are with a customer is another side, and then just like your work ethic. If you're not turning up on time, or if you're not really that into stuff, but you're taking it on and doing that, it all shows. Yeah, there's such a hustle to tattooing.
Yeah, if so say your client, they have this tattoo in 3, 6 months. This very well could be one of their biggest moments this year. They're like dreading / getting excited for it all the way up to this time. And if you just come off as an asshole and you don't really care, like they're gonna know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But I think that's the same with any business as well, isn't it? Like people get lost that day. If you're a personal trainer, but you're a fucking asshole, people aren't
Yeah.
coming, like it's just the way of the world these days. You need to have that, like, and this the thing is like you're marketing yourself as a business. Like even though you might be working under a business, but you yourself are the business. You're the brand. You're everything. So everyone has that tone when they have that.
Yeah, back in the day, when there were only 10 tattooers in town, you could afford to be an asshole and tell them to go away and then still get business. But now, like you were saying earlier, everyone's tattooing more. There's more apprentices. Like, everyone's eating. So, if you're an asshole and there's a guy down the road and he's not an asshole and his work's right around yours, well, you've already lost.
Yeah. Just over how you speak.
Yeah, just literally. I mean, it's like no one tattooing is a lifestyle and it is art and it's self-expression and all that's very important. But people often forget that this is a job.
Yeah.
This is work.
Yeah.
Like
It's hard work as well.
This is how you feed your cats, your dog, pay your lights. Like, you gotta treat yourself with enough respect to care about what you do.
Because how many days are you working? Every time I talk to you, you're working all 7 days.
I don't tattoo today because of the seminar, but I tattoo 7 days a week, usually. It'll go down to 5 or 6, close to indigo opening. But man, I just like the tattoo, honestly. I hate being home. Like, even you'll see, that's why you see me on my stories all the time. I do free tattoos like once a week, once every 2 weeks, because if someone bails, I won't even like try to bother. I'll just, all right, I want a tattoo for free, someone get in it.
Cool. Nice. Charitable as well.
Not really, bro. They have to. I'm very picky. It's usually either a Bobby Hill or some absolute outrageous other tattoo that I want to do. It comes at a price. They pay with blood.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time I was working 7 days, I went through this phase when I was getting married where I did like a day session in the day and then I would do a day session afterwards and all that. And I was absolutely going wild with it, but I slow down now.
Yeah, it's a lot easier because I don't do any drawing really. I just I'll come in like 30 minutes before my appointment starts. I'll do like a quick light sketch. Usually my stencils look like shit. You see them on my stories. I'll just slap it on there and like I don't get a reference ready. I don't get a color mock-up. So it's literally just go. Like my style is just like I get there, I work, I'm done, I go home. I do nothing. I wake up, repeat.
For how technical your work is and the colors and
Yeah,
how
that's
well thought of
crazy.
that is, that's really something, man. To like, just pull that out of your head. That's crazy.
I fucked up a lot when I was learning. So, thank you for everyone. If you know you have a bad tattoo for me from my beginning, I'm sorry, and come see me again. I'll fix it. But a lot of people paid for that to happen. I appreciate it.
Well, it's all the stepping stones, isn't it? Really, like it's a part of the journey. I think people are with you for that as well. Like, I mean, Joe, you've got people on that journey with you now.
Yeah.
That you think that they have to be ride or die now, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. It's a hard process to like get through the apprenticeship, if you know what I mean. Like tattooing people, and I still get really nervous all the time. Like that's the biggest battle for me sometimes, is how nervous I get about tattooing.
yeah.
Because like, I might draw something up and I think it's really good. And I'm like, what if everyone else thinks it's pretty shitty?
Have to kill that. You have to kill that, man. That mindset. You need to get David Goggins in your
Yeah.
life.
But then, like in the shop environment we're in, there's constantly people around being like, "Yeah, you're killing it, man. You're killing it," and it just keeps me going. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's all in my head. It's all in like my biggest enemy is myself.
Yeah.
I want to get through it, and then like when I do tattoo people and they're really happy with it at the end, it makes me feel really good. I'm like, okay, I can fucking do this.
Yeah. It is a great feeling as well to give that kind of gift to your customer, isn't it? That like, we're creating something out of nothing and someone comes away and they're really fucking stoked about it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's the worst feeling in the world when it doesn't go your way.
Yeah,
And someone hates it. Jeez, it keep you up at night.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a few $100 off this. They're like, man, you're so nice. I'm like, man, don't sweat it.
Yeah.
My wife wants to get towed by me all the time. I'm like, I really don't want to do it because I have to look at that all the time now. Like,
Yeah.
she's had a couple from me,
Yeah.
and I have to look at that every day.
But you can come back and fix it
Forever.
later.
And
Yeah.
she, like, when she goes to work and she's like, yeah, my husband's a tattooer. And they're like, oh, has he done anything on you? And I'm like, do you show him? Do you show him the ones I've done? Do you tell him I'm like a little bit better than that now?
Yeah. Yeah, this is when he was just starting out though, but he doesn't tattoo me. That's the curse of having a partner. I don't know. Do you have a girlfriend or anything?
Yeah, I have a fiance. She actually tattoos too. Shout out Doki Doki Tattoos. She's crazy. She's only been tattooing a little over a year, and it's pretty ridiculous. I didn't apprentice her either. I told her, I was like, yo, if you want to do this, go get your own apprenticeship. That's what she did. She worked in a whole separate shop. She works with me now, but she did an apprenticeship in a whole separate shop.
Man, that's probably the best way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that would have saved you. You probably will go through with the marriage now.
Yeah. She comes home. She's going through the early stages every day. My tattoo fucking sucks. And I look at it, I'm like, but it's perfect. And she's like, I should have done this. I'm like, oh my God, can we just please watch Netflix? Like, yes, your tattoo isn't going anywhere.
That's great, man. So, but they're back of the list for getting tattooed, aren't they? Like my wife, if she asked me to get tattooed, I'm like, bro, you're like 8 months out of getting in these books. Like, if I have a day off, I'm not tattooing on that day.
Yeah, I feel like it's like me and her both dread it because I'm just like, fuck, I gotta look at it forever. And then she's like, fuck, he really doesn't care if I'm hurting. He's still gonna go.
I remember one time I was doing some of my wife's sleeve, and I was just like, just come in the shop, just do whatever. And then I said, why don't you just have a drink? Right. So you can because she was kind of a wimp a bit, And I was like, why don't you just have a drink while we do this, and just chill? And she was like, yeah, okay then. So she started having some drinks, but then she got so drunk. And that kind of drunk where she's like, I love you so much. Like, that kind of thing. And I'm there tattooing kind of like, yeah, thanks, And I was noticing, I was like, oh, wait, you're really drunk, Yeah, she ended up throwing up in the shop, everything. I was like, yeah, it was really bad. But yeah, but she said, she was like, it did work. The tattoo, she sat the whole day. It was just like a mixture of like not eating, just having alcohol and being tattooed all day. And then, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, we are never doing that again.
Ashley is like the worst sitter when I tell her. She'll just bitch at me all day, and she'll like, because she normally would get towed by Claire.
Yeah.
Like, when Claire does it doesn't hurt this much. I'm like, or she's like, if Claire was doing this, it'd be done by now.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm trying to fucking learn. Leave me alone.
ouch. Yeah.
Just completely like cussing me out all day.
I tattooed my granny and she gets really rowdy. Like she even slapped my machine out of my hand one time.
Your granny?
Yeah, I did her back.
Nice.
Hell yeah, she's
God, how old is Granny?
like 78.
No.
I probably tattooed her. It was like 4 years ago, so like when she was 74. Yeah, she literally is just screaming the entire time. I'm like, Granny, I know it's not that bad.
Yeah, you're gonna have to chill in here. Everyone think I'm a murderer.
I know, like.
So, you're opening your new shop?
Yeah, November, late November, Indigo Tattoo. It is taking every drop of my blood, every ounce of my love. It is going to be spectacular. I can't wait for it to be here. It'll be my first shop I've ever opened. I got a buddy that I've been working for, helping me along the process, and he's just, I didn't really want to leave him, so this is like the perfect medium. I've just been so happy. I've grown so much working with him. I just kind of really just wanted him a part of my team still. So we're going in cahoots and opening it together. And I truthfully think it's going to be one of the most special shops in the world.
Yeah, it looks pretty special. You sent me a couple of pictures. I mean, it looks great. And the team there.
Oh yeah, the team, it's still growing, especially since we got the spot locked down. We got more space than we intended, which is great. We're going to utilize every inch of it. But now, shout out anyone's trying. We're looking to add 2 more people to our team. Yeah, you can email Vault through that, or you can DM me or Nuke Milk, which is Christian. Either one of us. Serious inquiries only. It's just gonna be fun, man. It's just gonna be really fun. And when we're looking for people, all skill levels, like please, no one be, think I've only been doing this a little long. Please shoot it in. I really just wanted my own space so I can really tailor the vibe. Just people that are really hungry. The money's great, and yes, it is a job, but like the shop is more based of like, it's not really pride, but just pure love. Like I want to see people that really devote themselves to what they do, and just unique art that can be felt.
Maybe we should go there, Joe.
Bro, please, I'm telling you, come through.
I'm gonna leave my family and go work for Russell. I'll bring him. See how they do it.
Yeah,
I'm
bring the
leaving.
family. Y'all would love Charlotte. Charlotte is the perfect blend of a nice big city and a small hometown.
Oh, nice.
It is the perfect combination. Yep, you can go into the city. It's like a mini city. We got skyscrapers too, and there's restaurants and blah, blah, blah. But then you travel 10, 15 minutes out, and it's the boonies. Mom and pop shops everywhere, country roads and shit. It's nice, man. I love Charlotte, honestly. They say 133 people a day move to Charlotte.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a growing city. I'm from South Carolina, actually. This is North Carolina. My hometown's a couple hours south from here, but Charlotte happens to be like the it city of the Carolinas, so that's where I've decided to put my anchor here.
Man, I'd love to go out there. That'd be great.
Please, dude, you would love it. Dude, you gotta check Mimic out, Vault out. If you haven't already, the stories, dude, like the shops are absolutely beautiful. Like Christian has poured every ounce of his blood into those shops, and I've been able to grow to where I've gotten being in that environment. Like he really created, all of this. So just shout out to Christian Nuke Milk. I love you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I get.
It's been really nice to like sit and listen to how your experience of the tattoo industry is. Like, I haven't really butted in too much because it's been nice to just sit and listen to you speak about it. And I feel like I've learned a lot from this conversation. I've been sitting here like, damn.
I'm gonna get a Joe tattoo, 100%. I like being people's first, man. Break the ice. I like telling them, bro, fuck me up. I don't care. Just sink that shit. Get the feeling for it.
What apprentices would you shout out? Who's killing it at the moment?
Dude, Zoe at Vault, they're awesome. Oh man, they're such a huge help. Every single client I have, they're not even my apprentice, mind you. We got like 9, 10 artists, but they're constantly running throughout the entire shop, asking each and every client if they need something, what they can do. You know, even running, getting like Red Bulls for people and stuff. Just small shit like that. Shout out to Zoe. Rashana already graduated. I'm looking at her now. She's killing it. She's actually tattooing somebody. But when I was last here at the shop, she was an apprentice. But she's since graduated. She's literally, I'm looking at her right now, killing it. So that's really exciting. Yeah. It's just awesome. Shout out to my old apprentice, Dom. He's killing it. Um, he's not an apprentice anymore, but there's a guy, he apprenticed with one of my best friends in Georgia, Chris House, he tattoo. He apprenticed Mitch, who goes by Tattoo Breakfast. Shout out. That's like, they're both childhood best friends, but we never even thought Mitch would tattoo, let alone be doing what the fuck he's doing right now. So huge shout out to him, man. Please check his work out. Dude has barely been tattooing over a year. And it's
to get all these apps off you as well. I'll stick them in the video.
yeah, he's running circles around people. But dude, it's just exciting. Everyone around us is just growing, and that's why, like, just back to the mindset of like people are scared that more and more people are tattooing. That should be exciting.
Yeah.
What you love is growing.
Yeah, I know. I love seeing it evolve all the time. Like people are fucking killing it these days, right? And like there were back in the day, like there obviously was, but like seeing how far people can take it, is like it's crazy now, And with the realms of when you're coming back, that shit's healing perfect. So there used to be that kind of divide of like, oh yeah, that's really cool, but that won't heal well. That's wrong. People are figuring all that out. They're fucking smoking the water with that as well. And like,
They're shaking, bro.
yeah,
Like, they're shaking.
how many excuses is there going to be until you just go, okay, they're kind of dope, like this is fun, maybe
What's the saying? Is it like a rising tide raises all ships?
Oh,
Ooh, I love that quote.
Yeah, man.
Joe with
You
the,
want
I
everyone
love
around you
that.
doing well.
Fuck, I'm gonna use that.
Joe with the philosophy at the end.
God, a rising tide raises all ships. That's so good. And in Joe's English accent, it's like extra perfect. Fuck. That Joe, you're doing a ship. You're doing a ship on me. That's my Joe tattoo.
Yeah. Oof. Words to
That's
live by.
fucking dope.
There, that is.
That's what I bring to the table.
Yeah. My
That's
man
what I-
brings the water.
I can't even remember it now. What was it?
A rising tide raises all ships.
Oof.
Dude, it didn't hit different. When I say it, it doesn't sound cool, but when he says it, it fucking slaps.
Hey Russell, do you think that apprenticeships have changed then? Do you think that it's, do you think the difference of when you started to when it is now?
So I think there's no exact answer to this, right? Because the apprenticeship's really based on who's learning and who's teaching. Because everyone has different strokes. Some people teach under different circumstances better. For me, I had a very just lax. When I apprenticed, I wasn't even tattooing for 3 years yet. Or no, barely over 3 years because I moved in 2020. Yeah. So I felt like I didn't have this huge, vast knowledge to teach him. So what I ended up doing, I'm like, okay, bro, I'll apprentice you, sure, but there's gonna be shit that I'm probably gonna tell you, and you're gonna find out 10 years from now it's bullshit. And so to keep you from feeling how I feel towards my people, just use everyone. So it was a really cool case where he was my apprentice, but he was hopping in and out of every single booth, spending 30 minutes to an hour with each artist, getting all these different. And I think that attributed to his growth so quickly because he really just had kind of like 10 apprenticeships in one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the way you should do it anyway. Like your mentor is, is going to take you so far, no matter who they are, like there's someone's going to tell you that you're going to go, oh, I didn't even think of that, And even with myself, like after 15, 16 years of tattooing, I still get that. So why are you not going to get that as apprentice? Like it's
Exactly.
yeah. So it's nice. Like when I remind myself to travel and to do all that stuff now because like, I'll fly out to the States or fly out to in Europe somewhere and learn something new of someone, and that's it. It's one of those ever expanding thing. If you love it, there's always more to learn.
Always. And then if you don't think you have it, just download Instagram. You'll very quickly figure out that you're not top of the food chain and you got some work to do.
That's true, man. That's true. So would you think the quality of apprentices is higher now? I guess the ladder's been passed down, hasn't it?
So I think a big part of this is digital art, right? Even though I'm trash at digital art, what's happening is you have digital art is so available to everyone around the world. And now you're having people that are realizing tattooing is still art, it's just a different medium. So if people, they're getting the idea, they're seeing on social media, on TV, they're like, man, this looks cool. I do art. Why can't I do that? My friend just started an apprenticeship. And then we're getting more and more like that. And what you're going to see is the average tattoo is going to be better and better and better and better. It's just going to keep rising. I think 10 years from now, your average tattoo is going to be like really good quality.
Yeah, you would hope so. I think especially like when you see, shops like yourself opening up, and there's that real. It's focused on like the craft being better. Your goal isn't there to. Well, from the sounds of things, your goal isn't there to be like, let's open a business and make a fuck ton of money. Money is going to come with you being good at something, regardless. Yes, but
I'm not making anything off my shop.
yeah. So, but this is the thing: it's like when you're applying your knowledge and you get wealth through that, of like, I've obtained all this knowledge from having this space. There's something more beautiful about that, that you're kind of creating that space for that to happen. So maybe we don't see it as well because we kind of come from, especially with our shop, like we really bounce off each other and like to learn and teach and do all this stuff. There might be other shops that aren't sitting in that position and we don't really get to see, but who's to say? I don't know. I can only say from my kind of reality that there is now. But do you know what, Russell? It's been really good talking to you, man. And that was really good.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
I just think I want you to just kind of plug your new space before we wrap it up.
Oh, Indigo Plateau. I got 3 shops. The new shop that I'm building, Indigo Plateau, is going to be in Charlotte. Other 2, they're the ones that I call home currently. Vault Tattoos in Matthews, right outside of Charlotte. And then Mimic Tattoo. That's the shop I'm at right now. It's fucking amazing. Y'all should go check it out. Both of them have separate pages. So tag both of them.
Honestly, really nice chatting with you and hearing your perspective of things over that side.
Yeah, thank you so much, mate.
Thank you, Joe. I'm looking forward to my ship tattoo, bro.
Yeah, nice. You've got me hyped to get back to work, man.
Bro, you got to get to work, Joe.
Yeah.
Right, peace. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Peace.